You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
The real question isn't whether the Korean market is opening or closing for you right now, but rather where the structural procurement demand is actually forming. With AI foundation model costs completely collapsing and massive cable conglomerates pivoting their capital deployment, well, the entry barriers are shifting right beneath your feet. It's Tuesday, June 24. Let's look at what this means for startups and entrepreneurs in Korea.
Yeah, that shift is definitely happening.
So Zhipu's new model release acts as an AWS-level cost unlock for application builders immediately, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Right.
209 trillion won, or 150 billion US dollars, represents Zhipu AI's current market cap because they are, commoditizing raw intelligence.
Wow, 150 billion.
Their GLM 5.2 model actually scored 51 crucial benchmark points.
Right.
And 10% of Fable's established API rate defines the new pricing reality for budget-conscious developers.
That is massive.
It is, and Zhipu's model as a service cloud division just hit a 1.7 billion yuan revenue run rate.
But, one glaring question targets how cheaper AI code translates to the physical procurement pipeline for deep tech in Korea.
Well, conglomerate LG Chem aggressively allocated 15 trillion won, or 10.7 billion US dollars.
Wait, really? 10.7 billion US dollars?
Yeah, 15 trillion won, or 10.7 billion US dollars, directly funds semiconductor and robotics materials R&D to pivot away from stagnating legacy chemicals.
Oh, wow.
Plus, a 29% compound annual growth rate tracks the global bioplastics market's rapid expansion right now. So 94.9 billion US dollars marks the projected size of this market by 2034, up from just 12.3 billion US dollars today.
Okay, so transitioning from materials to content and intellectual property restricts early-stage capital access right now.
Well, actually, gaming giant Nexon launched 120 billion won, or 86 million US dollars seed to Series A government co-fund.
Wait, a government co-fund?
Yeah, Nexon strategically contributed 58.8 billion won, or 42 million US dollars.
I see.
And the Ministry of Culture simultaneously provided 60 billion won, or 43 million US dollars.
Right, so these newly structured #COSPI listed corporate limited partner agreements de-risk early-stage ecosystem funding in 2026.
Exactly. Well, this massive influx of corporate co-funding definitively lowers the entry barrier and accelerates the procurement pipeline for founders targeting Korea in 2026. Because foundation model costs are completely collapsing right now, your software margins will naturally expand, freeing you to capitalize on these new deep tech partnerships. Ultimately, Korea's industrial transformation is creating structural demand for startups that can move faster than the legacy K-balls building the underlying platforms.
Looking ahead, you need to monitor two immediate catalysts on the horizon. First, keep your eyes on July 8.
Right, because that is when Zhipu AI's 220 million share lockup expiry hits the open market, which could drastically impact their aggressive pricing strategy.
Exactly. And secondly, watch for LG Chem's new business unit to announce their expected M&A or co-development deals within the next 2 to 3 quarters.
It leaves you with this provocative thought, if foundation model costs are collapsing while corporate deep tech budgets are exploding, what legacy software in these newly funded Korean pipelines are you going to replace first?
That's today's AI Prism Founders. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a 1 IFRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.